Hey guys, Tanya Clarke-Marinelli here, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes to log on, and I'm just going to welcome y'all here. We have a ton of people registered for the webinar training today, and today's training is going to be all about talking about what your why is. I had a kick in the butt reminder earlier this week, and it totally inspired this webinar because it's something that I work on with my clients, and it's something that no matter where you are in your journey, you're working on, you're gonna need reminders along the way. Okay, so I see that we have a few people here, and welcome. So I always like to do a little bit of a tech check. I'm drinking my yummy tea here. I have Earl Grey tea here with some MCT oil, some heavy cream. It's nice and hot. And I just felt like it was a little bit colder out today than it usually is. So I'm like, oh, I need something nice and warm. I also have my water on the side. But if you're here and I want you to put in your name and where you're from, and I just want to do a little bit of a tech check. I want to make sure that the chat box is working so you guys can all hear me. My phone's going off. I should probably turn that off, hey? So you guys can all hear me and you guys are able to ask your questions, because no matter what type of business you're in, you're always going to need to remind yourself of why are you doing what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. And I'll get into exactly why you need to know that. Hey, Brianna, how are you? I'm happy you're here. Michelle, T-Cone. Transcona is definitely separate from Winnipeg, so thank you for clarifying that. And I'm also, we have like a lot of people registered today, so I'm just going to give everybody a chance to hop on. Not everybody is, wants to pipe in, but here's my invitation for you. I'm going to invite you guys all to turn off all the other applications, turn off your cell phone, and be here for you. Okay, that's what I'm going to invite you to do. Oh, hey, we got a request here. I'm not sure how to check that, but I'm working with my assistant to try and figure out how to check on requests. So hopefully by the next webinar, we'll know how to do that. Now, here's, like I was saying, my invitation to you is to show up, be completely present. Hi, Ivan. Welcome, welcome. Where are you tuning in from, Mr. Ivan? And I'm just going to get you guys to shut everything off, because when you're completely present, then it means like you're showing up for you, right? You guys are showing up for you today. So that is my invitation to you. Something my business coach tells me all the time, and something that I share with my clients, is 90% of success is showing up. You never know what you're going to hear. You're never going to, you might not even know why you're showing up, but simply by showing up, you guys are going to find out something. I totally lost my train of thought there. Sorry, that must have sounded so wrong. 90% of success is showing up, because you never know what you're going to hear that's really going to serve you, okay? But if you honor that intuition of showing up, then you're really going to, you'll see, okay? So today we're going to talk about what is your why. I'm going to flip on over. I have a presentation prepared for you. And partially I prepare these presentations because it keeps me on track. I know exactly what I want to talk to you guys about. When I have the presentations prepared, it keeps me on track, and it really keeps the momentum flowing. So I'm going to, without further ado, go ahead and do that. Stick around to the end of the webinar, because I'm going to give something away today, okay? And whenever I give something away, I'm always quizzing you guys on something. So stick to the end of the webinar, and I will give you guys something fun. I've given away many books in the past, and I have a couple ideas in mind. So depending on who it is today, that will determine what it is I'm going to give you guys. Okay. So the reason, Mr. Ivan, I asked where you're calling from is I'm really curious about what the temperature is like where you are. Because today, even though it's not minus 30, because we've been so spoiled, I heard this morning that November was a record-breaking month for warmth here in Winnipeg. And so today was what, -2 or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. It's so funny how we get conditioned so quickly. Okay, so welcome to the free webinar training, Get Your Money Mindset Makeover. Today, you guys are going to break through your limitations, shatter your negative beliefs, and create a life that you love. Now, if you're wondering if you're in the right place, you are in the right place if you're a life coach, consultant, mentor, advisor, all right? If you're in a service-based business or looking to be in one. We're going to focus today on what is your why, okay? Now, before we do that, I want to just introduce myself. Before we hop in the training, I always like to share with everyone who's new on the webinar and watching live via YouTube. My programs have been featured on breakfast television, CTV morning, CTV evening, numerous Winnipeg Free Press articles written up on my programs, local radio stations, and I'm the creator of the EmpoweringKidsProgram.com. I'm also the creator of the InvestInYourselfCourse.com. That is a program specifically designed to shift your money mindset and create a business and life that you guys desire. I'm also the host of the Empowering You and Your Children blog talk radio show. And this gentleman here, Mr. Dan King, is featured on the radio show monthly. We have him as a guest on the show once a month. He's a spiritual conduit, author, speaker, and creator of Soulgasm. And huge shout out to Mr. Dan King. He is going to be opening up the Plan for Your Success workshop January 7th, 2017 here in Winnipeg at the Viscount Gort. So make sure that you guys, if you're local, if you're nearby, limited spots, tickets are selling very quickly. I'm very happy with the sales. Register for your spot. You can do that at InvestInYourselfCourse.com. There's a big tab there where you can register for your workshop. I'm going to get more into that in a minute. And then 3 weeks out of the month, we have kick butt speakers come on. So last week or the week before, we had this gentleman, Wei Hung. He has an Empowering Your Kids Around Money program. So he's the creator of the Six Figure Academy in California. And I had the pleasure of connecting with him. We had a few mutual friends, and I had the pleasure of connecting with him. And when we connected, I said, buddy, you need to come on the radio show. And I'm going to get into this in a minute, but earlier on in the week, I kind of, was feeling bad about what it is that I do. And because I talk a lot about money, and a lot of people feel so uncomfortable when they hear me or other people talk about money, because money has a really negative vibration around it. A lot of people have a negative association with money. So there's a lot of people who, because of this negative association around money, when they hear me speak about money, their automatic their impression of me is that I lack integrity, I guess you could say, right? Because it's kind of like a clash in energies. Like I said, I'm going to get more into that in just a minute. And that is why I focused this webinar around what is your why. So this gentleman goes into a room of 350 parents. And he says, how many of you guys, raise your hand. How many of you guys talk to your kids about the birds and the bees? 80% of the room raises their hands. How many of you guys talk to your kids about drugs and alcohol? 80% of the room raised their hands. How many of you guys talk to your kids about money? He said like 20% of the parents raised their hands. So him and I just had a lot of similar beliefs when it came to money. He teaches around money anxiety. And I wanted to give this guy a shout out because that's kind of what I'm going to be talking to you guys today about, is what is your why? And it being okay that, you know, that you want to generate income for doing what it is that you love. So like I said, I have big stories for you guys today. I'm also the creator of a couple of signature talks, okay? One of them is Overcoming Your Negative Self-Talk, secrets every successful person out there needs to know. And the most important ingredient for your child's success, emotional intelligence. So this is a great webinar that I created, and you can go over to empoweringkidsprogram.com and download your free training today, okay? That's my gift to you. Now, here is the Plan for Your Success workshop happening in January 7th, 2017 at the Viscount's Hotel. It's going to be an entire day workshop. We got 5 speakers plus myself in this workshop. Mr. Dan King absolutely opening up the day. We got self-love coach and transformational nutritionist Natalie Reimer Anderson. We got Sherry Selly, creator of the upcoming book 402. We got Lynn Nelson. She just opened up a box here in Transcona. If you don't know what a box is, that's apparently what the CrossFit world call their gyms, okay? So you guys can hear about her really powerful, amazing story and how she was able to open up her own gym all while being a single parent. And then we got Ms. Amber Gutowski, who is like the queen of network marketing, and she's going to share with you her story. I loved her story, so I said, you guys, you got to talk to everybody coming and just, you know, share with them a little bit about network marketing in the hope, you know, just in case there are people who are looking to transition between working a 9-to-5 job and experiencing what it is like to become self-employed. Okay, so she's gonna have some kick butt content for you guys. So don't leave your success to chance, guys. Plan it in advance. So register for this workshop. Not only that, you guys get me for 12 months post the workshop, because you know, this workshop, when you get together with like-minded people, it creates kick butt momentum, but that momentum ends, okay? So go ahead, and you need to be supported, right? You're going to lose momentum, and then 2 months later, here I am, there I am. You guys are all have access to me for 12 months, and I'm there to support you in continuing your momentum so you experience real success, okay? I love the quote, real success, real people, real success. So now where's my next slide? Here's part of my why. Why do I do what I do? Why am I a life coach, and why have I created such a specific online program, online mobile program, business, whatever you want to call it? Because I love to travel with my children. I've homeschooled for the last 5 years. My son just started school 2 weeks ago. He started grade 7 mid-year, yes, but because he was ready, and that's all I hoped for, was that he was going to be ready. And so this is my why, because I want to be there for my children. Blink of an eye, you guys, they're grown up. I have a 21-year-old daughter, so I know how quickly time flies. I don't want to miss a moment with these little ones, and that's my passion. It's not for everyone, and I get that. That's totally fine. Homeschooling is a big commitment. However, it's my commitment, and it's what drives me. But I also love honoring my own passions. My passion, I love to travel on my own, okay? I love to go masterminding. I love to meet people globally. I love to meet everybody and just learn from people, pick their brains, mastermind. You get these like minds together, you create so much more like energy. It's mind-blowing. I also like to play the guitar, involve my kids in that, go visit little local coffee shops, and do my work from wherever I feel like that day. So that's part of my why. So that's what I do now in my business. Right now, I'm generating a great income. I've mastered this online business. And when you have an online business, you also got to master sales, okay? And that's something that I teach all of my clients as well. And so you got to shift your mindset, right? Because there's so many, if you're in a healing-based business, then chances are you view sales as icky and yucky and sleazy. So you really got to shift that mindset and get to a place where you feel really, really good about selling what it is that you know is going to change someone's life, okay? So like I said, but it wasn't always like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back and I'm going to look directly at you while I share this story with you. First, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. And it's delicious. Now, before 3 years ago, my husband and I separated. And and before I even get into that story, earlier on in the week, I was asked by our Toastmaster in our Toastmasters group, what's your why? And it couldn't have come at a better time. She asked me this on Wednesday. And prior to Wednesday, there were a few events that I attended. There were a few people that I came into contact with. And like I was mentioning earlier, it was almost like my integrity was being questioned around my business, okay? Because of I step out and I talk about what people don't want to talk about, what people are uncomfortable talking about, and that's money, okay? I talk about money. My hope is to get people comfortable talking about money. Money is energy. Money is simply energy. But no matter where you are in your journey, you're always going to be confronted with gremlins. Okay, gremlins are those like inner beliefs, those limiting beliefs about yourself, the ego keeping you small, the I can't do it, I'm not good enough, what the hell am I doing anyway? So I'll share with you a little bit of my experience on a day-to-day basis. So many of the decisions that I make, so many of the choices that I make in my life, to someone else are unbelievable. Like, you're a crazy person. A lot of people think I'm a crazy person, and that's okay, because I'm okay with being crazy. I do what I love, and I love what I do. I didn't make that up, but it sounded great, didn't it? But so she asked, I was getting a little bit down on myself. I ran into a wall in my journey, and I was beginning to question my integrity because there were a few people around me questioning my integrity, right? And I called up my coach because I'm a believer. I will always have a mentor. You know, I will always have, if it's not a business coach or a life coach, I will have a mentor. I will, because there's always something that I'm not going to know. And there's always a new level, right? And that I require mentoring in. So I called up my coach and I said, you know, I'm experiencing these blocks, like really help me through this, please. And then I got a question from the lady in Toastmasters on Wednesday saying, what is your why? And I said, and I almost broke down in tears, and I said, you know, I'm going to tell you what my why is. My why is 3 years ago, when my husband and I separated, I had this really expensive hobby. It was a hobby that I absolutely loved to do, and it was life coaching. I was coaching women around holistic nutrition and mindset, shifting their mindset, because my belief is if you don't give a shit about you, you're not going to give a shit about what you put in your mouth. Okay. And you're not going to care. You're going to want oh so badly to weigh a certain amount or to look a certain way or to feel a certain way. But unless you really fall in love with yourself, you're not going to achieve those goals. And if you do achieve those goals, you're still going to feel shitty as if you never did. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So that's what I began my coaching in. I had a certification. I created a 90-day or a six session and a 12 session program. I had these wonderful, wonderful programs. And then my husband and I separated, and I moved out. Actually, December 1st, 2013. So today is my like 3-year anniversary of being on my own. I was on my own for a few months, and then shit just started rolling in. Okay. And I don't know if you've ever been through a separation before, but what happens, at least what happened for me, was that things went foggy. Things went completely foggy. I don't remember a lot. All I remember is survival mode, right? I'm surviving. And now we've made this commitment to homeschool, and I was so determined and pulled to continue homeschooling. Doesn't matter if I work round the clock on the weekends or whenever they're with their father, I'm going to continue to homeschool because that is at the time my calling, right? So I took a step back. I said, okay, I created this Empowering Kids program. I got these really powerful programs, invest in yourself programs. I don't know what I'm going to do. All I knew was that I have these programs. It's not making me any money. I have no idea how to get it out there. And then Revenue Canada starts calling me. My child tax gets cut off. My utility bills were getting cut off. I came home one day and the hydro disconnected, couldn't open my automatic garage door, had to leave and go knock on my ex-husband's door and go, hi, can me and the kids come in? And another time I had to call my other friend and go, hey, can we come visit? I just could not figure out my money situation, okay? So what I did was I go to my website, investinyourselfcourse.com, and click on your free training video. I will show you exactly how within like 60 days, I got all that money situation taken care of and booked my dream trip to Mexico with my kids. Okay, go there and get that training. I won't share it again here. What I am going to share with you, however, is that I was at my wit's end. I was getting a certain amount of money a month. It covered my rent and it covered my groceries and my car payment and everything. Okay, so I had a certain amount of money a month. But unless I began investing in something and investing in a mentor telling me exactly what to do, I would have spent the next 5 years figuring out what to do. So I took a chance on myself and I invested in me, and I took exactly everything that wasn't my rent, because I really needed my place to stay. And I took it and I paid my mentor every single month for 9 months. And if I didn't tell anybody what I was paying my mentor, and I just did it. And then she taught me how to package my program in a way that I would work maybe 2-3 hours a day. And then I was generating an income, and then I was able to homeschool my kids. Okay? Mind blown. I took this stuff and I ran with it. And then after the 9 months, I signed up with her for another 12 months because I was like, there's still so much to learn, but everything that she taught me and all of my certifications. So now since 3 years ago, I became certified again, internationally certified, and received my mentoring hours. So now in my Invest in Yourself program, I teach all of my clients exactly all of my knowledge around coaching and how to build their business online in such a lucrative way that you can take this laptop that I'm doing this webinar on right now. This is my business. This is my studio. This is my business. I take it, I travel, I go for road trips, I go sit at classes with my kids, and I work. Okay, this is my business. But why it's so meaningful to me is that it really allows me to honor my passions through homeschooling, being there for my family. Like yesterday, a couple days ago, I had to take my dad to an appointment at the hospital. And then a couple days later, I had to take my grandmother grocery shopping and take her here, take her there. I was able to make lunch for my kids. And then I'm going to drive them back to school after this webinar. So it's such a specific program, and that is my why. So when she asked me my why, I, not in this many words, but shared it with her. I said, listen, I was stuck in a place where nobody around me believed in me. And I wanted so badly to do something that I've never seen anybody else do before. And now that I've done it and I can support myself, not only support myself, but create a wonderful living on doing what I love. Now my mission is to tell other homeschooling parents, single parents, even working parents, housewives, you name it, who want to contribute to their family, who want to be there with their family, how to create this kick-ass program. And it's not just for women, but the majority of my clients are women, and I've had men sign up for the program, and they're doing equally as well. So that is my why. Now, I'm sharing this with you guys because this is our topic today. You need to find out what your why is. And now I'm going to hop back over to the training, and I'm going to show you exactly why you guys need to know what your why is, okay? If you guys have any questions or comments, please throw them in the chat box, and I'll definitely tailor this to your needs. So the reason why I love this quote here is because it's be who you needed when you were younger, okay? And the reason why you're an expert in your coaching is because all of your clients were once you. They are younger versions of you. So you take them by the hand and you walk them step by step through every single success that they're going to experience. So who's this for? Once again, this is for anyone who makes a living using their expertise, knowledge, or wisdom. Coaches, consultants, advisors, healers. If you use your knowledge to create breakthroughs for your clients, then this is you. So what is your why? What are your beliefs, okay? What is your money story? I told you my money story. Growing up for me, we had some poverty. I spent some time in foster care. It was always money's bad. There's never enough. There's never enough. So you download that belief, and before you know it, that is just a belief of yours. This is how crazy beliefs are. You can go ahead and win the lottery. You can come into a big sum of money. You can begin to start generating $5,000, $10,000 a month, and you will find a way to make sure you have none, because that is your belief, and it's subconscious. You're not even aware of it, and you're sitting there going, why? Why does my money keep going away, right? So this is why it's so important to talk about money. Get really familiar. Get comfortable talking about money so you guys, right, can crack the code, crack your own code. So are you making the money that you want to be making? If not, why? Why not? Abundance comes in many different forms. It's not just in money. Abundance comes in the kind person who just bought me the Tim Hortons coffee in front of me, in the lineup in front of me. Abundance comes in gifts. Abundance comes in opportunities, you guys. So if you want $1 million, if you want to be generating $10,000 a month, the universe isn't going to go, hey, here's your $10,000, shaking your hand and say, having a nice day. No, it comes in the form of opportunities, and it's up to you to take them. What are your daily rituals that are going to support what it is that you want? Why do you want to create abundance in your life? You guys got to get clear. Clarity is key. The first step is getting clear on what your why is, and that will be the driving force in your business, okay? In your service-based business. Absolutely. So when I was asked on Wednesday, what is your why? I needed to light that fire in my ass again. I needed to get that lit again. There were too many events that I was bringing into my life. And when these events come into my life that make me question my integrity, I take a step back and I go, what am I doing? What am I doing to attract this into my life? And those are indications, okay? So I've made a habit out of that. Those are indications to me to take a step back and go, okay, Tanya, recheck, okay? Refocus, refocus, refocus. And I believe I attracted that question into my life on Wednesday because I needed to hear it. I needed to feel that spark again. So Getting clear means facing where you are right now. So if you got no money in the bank, no money in your savings account, if you don't even have money for groceries, Christmas is coming up, if that is all where you are right now, then instead of just focusing on what it is that you want, really, really face where you are right now. Bring it up. No more suppressing, bring it up. Vocalize where it is that you want to be, and then you need to be able to take action and make decisions to get you where you want to be. How do we do that, Tanya? You got to surround yourself with people who love and support you, period. Get yourself away from the people who are calling you crazy, from the people who don't think you can do it, from the people who say you can't do it because it's never been done. Okay, get yourself away from those people and begin surrounding yourself with people who love and support and believe in you. Look to those who have already achieved what it is that you want to achieve. Find out how did they do it, how they did it, right? Get clear. Who do you need to surround yourself with? And throw it in the chat box. If you're here and you're able to connect with me, throw it in the chat box. People get so down on themselves. So I thought I really wanted to remind everyone here today, you are where you are because of who you are. Okay, this is a quote, it's not mine. You are where you are because of who you are. Because you needed to learn everything that you've experienced in order to serve in a magnificent way. So if you want to get someplace else in your life, you guys are going to have to change something. Okay, you're going to have to do something different. And here's a side note. The fastest way to success is by throwing yourself into failure. I loved this morning's Toastmaster, and here's why. No problem, mister. Definitely watch the replay. So this morning in Toastmasters, I'm on the exec board and I'm secretary. So we had our little business meeting during Toastmasters, and I went and read the wrong minutes, but I just took on this role, so I'm learning. Well, I got up and I didn't even have the minutes to report in the business meeting. And I was like, well, whoops, nothing to share at this time. And then I sat down, and I thought it was hilarious because I always say, throw yourself into failure. It's the quickest way to success. So this morning I failed miserably. I failed miserably as the secretary in this Toastmasters group. But will I ever do it again? Nope. I know exactly what minutes to bring next time. I know exactly how to take care of the minutes. I know exactly what to do in my role now. Not only that, not only did I fail miserably once, I failed miserably twice. I was so concerned about the Dropbox and getting my minutes, and I got the wrong minutes. I got minutes, but they were wrong. And being evaluator, and that I forgot that I was inspiration this morning. So I stood up and I said, well, I forgot I was an inspiration this morning. So luckily, I do what I can to inspire my clients every single morning. I took a quote that I shared with my clients, and actually I'm going to share it with you guys, that I shared with my clients first thing this morning. And it was, your story is unique and so different and not worthy of comparison. That's what I shared with everyone this morning. And it was perfect. It was perfect for this webinar. It was perfect for reigniting my fire. And it was perfect for the theme of Toastmasters, which was, what is your why? So sometimes when you fail miserably, it's exactly what's meant to happen. And I'm so happy that that's my truth. So that is my short training for you guys today. Today's training is going to be a little bit shorter, and it literally is to share with you guys, you need to get clear on exactly what your why is. If you're a life coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a healer, okay, if you're an advisor of any type, get clear on why you want to do it. Even if you're in network marketing, You need to get clear on why it is you're selling what you're selling, why it is you're promoting what you're promoting. If you're doing it for the simple fact of just making money, you're not going to be successful at it. You need to find that inner knowing, that inner passion, that why am I doing it, in order to be successful and generate the income that you want to be generating. Okay, just from my personal experience. And I'm so grateful for that question today. I'm going to just thank her publicly right now. Thank you, Catherine, for that question. It was such a great reminder. And write it down on your wall. What is your why? As a reminder, because no matter where you are in your journey, maybe you're making $5,000 a month, maybe you're making $2,000 a month, maybe you're making $10,000 a month and you want to be making $20,000 a month. What is your why? Always bring yourself back to that passion, okay? Because that is absolutely the driving force of your business, okay? Now, let me just get back on over here. Here's what happens when you guys honor your passions and show up for yourself. This is, I'm going to just share some successes that a few of my clients have had. So Carrie just says she's seen improvements in her relationships, attracting more money into her life, opportunities, right? Because remember, opportunity is huge. Her confidence level, boom, up, out through the roof. Morgan, okay? Morgan actually joined us in our Toastmasters this morning, so I'm totally celebrating her. But she created her coaching consulting business, and all of it in like 60 days after beginning the program. Sherry Selly, creator of Tribe Meditation, okay? tribemeditation.com. Author of the upcoming book 402, and now has extended Tribe Meditation on into Brandon, as well as created her very own online program, the very same one that I have. I teach all of my clients model this, and quit her daytime job so she could go in to doing only what it is that she's passionate about and she absolutely loves. So congratulations, Sherry. And here is Yoga Jen. Yoga Jen teaches kids yoga to be closer to her kiddies because she loves it and she's so naturally good at it and she's passionate about it. So she teaches adults and she goes into schools and teaches kids in the school system. Okay, so that's huge and I'm totally celebrating her. Some of my clients have said they've made twice back their investment in 60 days. The About page is really big in that. This is like your why page, right? This is really big in my program, and it's definitely something that all of my clients have to have. And I teach you exactly how to do it. And within 30 days of signing up, her why page was done after sitting on it for 2 years. Okay, that is huge. So gaining clarity in this program is big. Another client says, I've had more to 6 sessions with Tanya than 6 months of personal counseling. I'm still buzzing and excited 2 months after beginning of the program. And another one of my clients went full-time 3 months before she was scheduled to. So here's my program. The Invest in Yourself course online program is number 1, designed to find out where you are in life. Remember way back when I said, you guys got to get clear on where it is that you are right now and then where you want to be. You guys got to vocalize what it is you want. And number 3, deciding and taking action on how to get there. My program includes 10 amazing modules, a bonus section, worksheets, weekly Q&A calls, monthly one-on-one calls, private Facebook page, a wonderful kick-butt supportive community, and recommended reading and watching. So module 1, where you're at. Module 2, mastering habits. We got fear, ego, resistance, mastering universal laws, radical honesty. We tap into what those subconscious limiting beliefs are, and we pull them out and we literally transform those thoughts, okay? Feminine and masculine energy, money mindset, your online business, time management, and life coaching. So here's how I can help. I've put some time aside to speak with you guys personally, okay? And you can begin to apply these ideas to your business beginning today. So if you guys have been on the fence and you want to get on the phone, I've put the next 2 or 3 days aside, beginning right after this webinar. And how do you go and book your very free 60-minute call with me so you can begin implementing these ideas today? You go to investinyourselfcourse.com, hover over the home button, click on apply. There's going to be a button in there, and then it'll bring you to my scheduler, and you'll have your choice of a few different spots. That's my gift to you guys today. For everyone here showing up on the webinar who's been sitting on the fence, if you want to find out how to apply these, everything that you've learned today and more into your business, go ahead and let's connect today. Now, if you're interested in the program, go to the same place and click on apply. You and I got to get on the phone, okay? We got to get on the phone. We got to see if our energies resonate. If we resonate, win-win for both of us, right? But if our energies don't resonate, then I truly, truly believe that I won't be serving you, okay? I'm a big believer on referring you. If I'm not the right person for you, I will refer you on to so many of my colleagues, one that you will resonate with. So again, how to register is investinyourselfcourse.com. Now, hopping back over here, if you guys have any questions or comments, anything that you guys want to review, pop them into the chat box right now. Otherwise, I am wrapping this training up a little bit earlier today because my purpose for this training is short and sweet, to the point. Let's talk about why you need to find out what your why is and why it's probably going to be the biggest shift in your business that you're going to experience, okay? Many call it your Harajuku moment. I also have a little video that I'll post on my Facebook page that I made quite a while ago. And it explains what your Harajuku moment is. And once you find that Harajuku moment, once you experience, that is the exact time to take action, okay? So until next week, I love you guys very much. I'm celebrating each and every one of you guys for showing up. We had so many registered for this webinar today. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your week. Have an amazing weekend. Go and enjoy December 1st. It's beautiful. It's crisp. Go get a nice hot tea or hot coffee and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful world that we live in. I love you guys so much. Take care and have an amazing day. Bye.